Let me tell you, I tell folks, and I don't make any excuses for what's happened in Washington, D.C. When you leave conservative principles, the people of America will leave you. And that is what has happened. I don't harp on it, but the fact of the matter is, for the last 6 to 8 years, our Republicans lost their way. Our Republicans in Washington, D.C. lost their way. They started acting and spending like Democrats. And when Americans see that, they go, you know what? We just as soon have the real thing in there. And that's what we got today, folks. We are paying a huge price because Republicans in Washington, D.C. forgot their Republican principles and they strayed away. And I'm telling you, the resurgence of the Republican Party is going to be in the states. It's going to be people like Haley Barbour, Bobby Jindal, Sarah Palin that stand up and say, here is how you lead America out of this recession. It's going to be the state of Texas leading the way. As well it should be. I don't have a problem in the world. As a matter of fact, I emailed a whole bunch of people today a story that was in the National Review about what's happening in this state. Principled leadership. I'm not interested in being the most popular boy in town. I'm interested in leading this country and leading it in a great state and leading this state to lead this country. Because that is what we have to have. We have to have Texas-style Republican leadership, I happen to think. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we've created here, Doc. We have crafted together and put a blueprint into place that is showing other states. One of the reasons that I enjoyed my tenure as the chairman of the Republican Governors Association is so that I could show the rest of the country what we're doing in Texas, where I could challenge other states to follow what we're doing here, because it works. My friend Brad Henry up in Oklahoma, he's a Democrat. And Brad, when he got elected, he said, we're going to pass tort reform like they did in Texas. Well, they're still waiting. And I told him, I said, that's fine with me. So I said, well, y'all are waiting, we're getting your businesses. They're moving to Texas. I said, leave our football players alone. Now, Doc, that'd be a great piece of legislation right there. You know, forbid any Texas players from going above the Red River. It has been a powerful 6 years as we've worked together to create a climate in this state. We are today the envy of the other 49 states. I tell people, I said, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger cringes every time he sees me show up in California. Because he knows I'm there recruiting businesses to come to this state. And the fact is, that's the way it ought to be. We ought to compete against each other. I want these other states to do well. I don't find a bit of humor or joy in seeing California on the verge of bankruptcy, or Michigan on its back, or New York, or Pennsylvania, those states going through. I want them to be vibrant, because if they're vibrant, America's vibrant. But they have to have the competition. They've got to be freed from government's cloying regulations. I mean, that's what is so disturbing about what's going on in Washington, D.C. today. You know, I told Bob, I pray for this president every day. I pray that God touches his heart. Not just on issues of physical conservatism, but of life. So that he really can see what's going on. Because I will tell you, I'm really concerned about our country and where we're going. I've got a 25-year-old son, a 22-year-old daughter. You're a young baby that's just been born. The idea that we are mortgaging their future with the spending that's going on in Washington, D.C. And we have got to stand up and say, no more. This is nonsense. I mean, the bailout that occurred in October was wrong. Shouldn't have voted for it. It is killing the country. And then the stimulus package. I said, listen, when the unemployment insurance came, $550 million, and you would have thought I had disowned my birthright. by some. You're going to turn down $550 million? I said, yes, we are, because it's going to cost small businesses from now on. Yeah, is there a little short-term feel good? Yeah. But there's long-term pain. And that's what Americans, I will tell you, this is a popular president. When you look at his poll numbers, he's still a popular guy. But Americans are starting to look at his policies, and they're understanding that this man is promoting policies that is disastrous for America's future. Policies that can bankrupt this country. Policies that are marketing our children's future. And we as a people have to stand up. We got 2 opportunities coming up in November, in Virginia and in New Jersey. And let me tell you, those are both held by Democrats today, and I'll venture a little prophecy here on a 14th of July evening in Waco, Texas, and tell you Republicans are going to win them both. They're going to win them both. We've got candidates standing up there talking about lowering taxes and having a regulatory climate that's fair, having national tort reform passed and tort reform in their states, and spending money in their public schools in an accountable way so that when businesses move here. Let me tell you, if you think about what's happened in Texas in just the last 12 months, there is an automobile industry in America, but it's not in Michigan anymore. It's in Texas. They're building those Toyota pickup trucks down by San Antonio, Texas. Caterpillar, one of the great names in industrial world, those big yellow engines are all going to be built in the state of Texas. They're closing down 2 plants in Union States, and they're building all engines for Caterpillar in Seguin, Texas. That's the story that's happening all across the country.